First, I want to say thank you to everyone for taking a minute to join us. Hopefully, you'll get a lot out of this presentation, and I look forward to addressing your questions at the end or as you have them. We are More Solutions. We go by MSI. We develop curriculum for career and technical education classes, and we offer a turnkey solution. So all of our courses are delivered by our own LMS or learning management system. And our LMS has some great features that K-12 and higher ed find very useful. So I'll kind of take you through how our LMS works, and then I'll dive into a couple of the courses. I'm going to show you PowerPoint, and Sean will show you Photoshop, and those are both indicative of what you will encounter in all of our Microsoft Office courses and Adobe courses. Okay. So first, this is our learning management system. This is the front page. The nice thing about it is we do brand it for your school or institution. So we don't just put you into a big hodgepodge and just break you out a section of a course. We actually build out a custom instance of the course for you. So you only have your students and your teacher in that course. If you look down the left-hand side here, you see a couple of tabs. You have a participants tab, which is great because it tells you who's in your course, when the last time they logged in, how long they stayed, and where they went. So we have one test student in here, Amanda Kagan. She's from St. Lucie, and she was in 22 hours ago. And if I click on Amanda's name, I can even pull a log report. So I can actually see where she went, what IP address she was from, and how long she stayed. Very useful information, especially if you have a mix of on-site and remote learners. Then we have a grades panel. So our courses generate all of the grades needed for the entire grading period. So when you open up the grades panel, which opens you up to the grade book within our learning management system, you can see all of the quizzes, projects, knowledge checks, everything that gets graded in that course. And if there were graded students in this course, you would see the student's name down here. So you would see each student and then what grade they received on each item, which those grades can be exported so that you can put them into your district or institution's grade book. So you don't have to create any additional grades. The LMS generates all of the grades needed. We also have a single sign-on, so we can actually connect with your school district's infrastructure, and we can make it so that the grades can automatically be imported. Okay, so that's pretty much how the LMS works. There's some other features, but those are the broad strokes. I really want to dive into the courses because as teachers and administrators, that's probably where your biggest interest is how our course is laid out. So when you go to the homepage of a course, you'll see how many students are in the courses, how many have completed, how many in progress, and if you have any that have been issued a key but haven't started, you'll see that number here. This tab here is visible only to teachers, and it gives you three important elements. One, your support desk. So if you have a question and you need help, if you click that, it's going to immediately open up a widget and you can type your question, hit send, and if it's during a school day, you'll get an answer usually within about 10 minutes. Okay. And you can also call us. You will have a phone number, and we don't do the phone tree thing. If you have a call, you will get a live person and they'll help you. We also have a knowledge base. So if you're preparing for your classes and you kind of remember how to do something, but you're not sure, you can actually go to this knowledge base and it'll show you a bunch of information and articles where you can see videos, instructions, just a bunch of resources for you to remember or help you do things within the learning management system. Okay, and then your student enrollment keys. So the way our student enrollment works, once you purchase a course, we issue you that amount of student keys, and then the students actually self-enroll. And we do, I think I mentioned, we do have a single sign-on feature. So if we're connected with your single sign-on, if your school uses another LMS, they can both kind of connect and the students won't have to remember another set of credentials. So those are the teacher resources. Also, we have lesson planning guides, scope and sequence, pacing guides. So we have a lot of features for the K-12 and higher ed sector, okay? Now, let's get into the actual course. Okay, so the way the scaffold is laid out in our course is we have a digital textbook that's embedded and chunked before it's going to be needed in each lesson. Then we have a topic, which are the interior textbook pages. Then we have a practice activity and a quiz. And then that kind of repeats itself with another topic, another practice, another quiz. Each chapter goes on like that until you get to the end and you have a project. Now, one of the things that makes our software so great is the fact that you can work within the actual software, which we're the only ones that have an in-app that helps with exam prep, or the students can work in a simulated environment. And I'll unpack those for you and show you how both of those work. So let's take a look at it. So if I click on chapter 1, I'm actually going to see the textbook page laying out what's in that chapter. We map to the certification exam objectives if you're interested in getting your students the MOS certification. We tell you what key terms are involved. A new feature, we also have a read along. So you can actually, the students can click this.
Chapter 1.
And have the chapter read to them. Okay, they can speed it up. Learning objective. They can slow it down. They can stop it. Or if they prefer to just read, they don't have to use it. But it's a great feature for them to have at their disposal. The student clicks next to navigate. And again, as you can see, there is a reader on the top of each page. And then we get into the actual course. Now, this is a practice. We have practices and quiz, like I said, and I'm going to jump down to topic 1B because I want to show you when it has a simulation and an in-app. So if the student is learning this particular, topic 1B slide master, so they read about it or they click on the reader and have it read to them and they click next. They're then confronted with their practice. Now, let's say if they want to work inside the application, they can practice in PowerPoint. Simply click it, a toggle opens up, and they download this file, and this file has the instructions necessary to complete the activity. But the cool thing is it grades automatically. Now, let's say if they're working from home and they don't have access to the PowerPoint software, but they still want to do their work. They can practice in simulation. The simulated environment is exactly the same as the in-app environment, except they don't need the software. Now, simulations are a bit more restrictive. You have to click in the exact right place. But let me take you through both of them, and then you'll get an idea. So let's say if I'm going to work in a simulation. I'm a student at home, and I want to do my work. So if I open this up, there's a dynamic window, first in industry. We're the only ones that have that. It opens up something that looks like PowerPoint, but it's not PowerPoint. And it gives you the instructions. So click, select view. So I go up here, I see the view tab, I click it, it takes the click. Then select slide master. Now let's say if I'm not sure where to click and I click in the wrong place, I get an incorrect. If I click in the wrong place again, I get another incorrect. Then it lights up in green where I'm supposed to click. So this is a hands-on simulation that grades, okay? So if I keep going along like that and keep getting incorrects, eventually I'm going to get to the end of the simulation and I'm not going to be that crazy about my grade because every time I click without knowing where I'm supposed to be clicking, it actually deducts points off me. So if I just Christmas tree this and I just say, hey, you know what? My teacher won't know. I'm going to keep going. And at the end, eventually I'll get to the end of the simulation and I'll see my grade. Okay, so I'm just going to keep clicking around. And now I get to the end. At the end of the simulation, I see a continue. Well, my grades are 30, right? No surprise there because I really wasn't paying attention. So I can retake the quiz for a chance of a better grade, which I would seriously advise that student to do. Now, let's say if I'm in the classroom or I'm at home and I have the actual software. We are so proud of this feature. Again, we're the only ones in the industry that have it. We're the only ones in the world that have it. And I'll show you how it works. So if I click on I want to practice inside a PowerPoint, it actually opens up a PowerPoint file on my computer. Now there's an add-in from Microsoft that the student will install and your IT department won't freak out about it because it's from Microsoft. And as you can see, I have the MSI Courseware logo, okay? I click that. and I actually get the instructions of how to complete it. So it's just like the simulation, except I'm in the actual software. So in this one, I had to insert a new layout in the slide master. Now, one of the other innovations that we have here at MSI is, let's say you're not sure how to select the view tab. Watch this. I click on that and I get a little video of how to do that action. And there's all these little videos. So one of the things I hate about online courses that have a video is you have to watch this long video to get to this little bit of information that you need. And if that happens to be 2 or 3 minutes into the video, I have to sit through this long, boring video telling me stuff I already know. Whereas with the MSI Courseware, let's say if I'm not sure how to draw a text box on a slide, I can go straight to there and see how to do that. Okay. I'm actually going to do this activity. It's a little bit tedious, but I'm going to go fast because I pretty much know where everything is. So I'm going to be graded on 2 things: how to add a picture insert, how to add a text insert, and how to rename a slide. So let's see how quickly I can do this. It says go to view and then edit the slide master group. Okay. Just let me click my little video here. Okay, so slide master. And then once I'm in the slide master, it says in the edit master group, select insert a placeholder. Okay, well, first I select the slide master and the edit slide master group, select, I have to insert a layout. Okay, so here's insert a layout. And then it says to insert a placeholder, and I have to select picture, and then I have to draw. I'm inside the application, so I have all of the features of being inside of the application. Then it says select the slide master from the ribbon. Okay. And in the edit master group, select insert a placeholder drop down arrow and select text. So I go back to the insert a placeholder, select text. And this is exam stuff, folks. This is very rigorous. Okay. Now I accept all of the default changes, and then right click the slide on the slide panel and rename it. Oh, that's a tough one. Let me play my little video here. Oh, right mouse click and then go to rename. Oh, okay, that's how you do that. So I'm going to go right mouse click and I'm going to go rename. And then it says to rename it my custom layout. So it already says custom layout. So I'll just type my. Okay, and then I rename it. And then it says close the slide master. Just quickly see how to do that. That's easy enough. Okay, so I'm going to close my slide master. Now I have to check my work. So I click the check my work icon, and it's actually going to look at the document, see all of the actions I did, and make sure everything was done correctly. Look at that, 100%. I click continue, I close it, and when I close the application, no need to save it, takes me right back to the learning management system. Now, some of you may be saying, yeah, but we told you how to do every little thing. I mean, that's not very rigorous, but don't forget that was practice mode. Now we have quiz mode. So I'm not going to do this whole thing. I'm just going to show you what the quiz mode looks like. So in quiz mode, now I have to remember all of those steps. So I open them back up and look what it says. Just insert a master with the custom layout, insert a picture, and then add a text placeholder and rename. So I have to recall these steps. And this one I get a grade for, and the grade goes in to our learning management system, which builds your grade book. Very exciting stuff, folks. No one else has this. Now, one last thing I want to show you, because once you do all of those, at the end, there's a project. So all of that stuff we did, we're at the end of the chapter. We open up the project. Okay. And it's not just a rehashing, it's the same type of stuff, but it's all new stuff you have to do. Look at everything you have to do in the project. You have to change a slide master. You have to create a handout. You have to remove all the document properties, set up a slideshow. You have to do all of this. And we tell you what you have to do, but you have to recall the steps. So I'm sure you can see how rigorous that is. Okay, so I'm not going to do that because I would drive you all crazy watching me do that. Okay, so that's basically how our courseware works, and that's how it builds a grade book. It gives the students something to work on that's completely hands-on. It addresses all four learning styles: audio learners, video learners, reading and writing, and kinesthetic for our hands-on users, which are 90% of users, are kinesthetic users. And they're going to want to get in there and they're going to want to do these. And these are exciting and they're fun. And then at the end, when you get ready for test prep, we have all of these with a timer. So when a student finishes this course, they're going to be college and career ready on this software, and they're going to be ready to sit for the industry certification exam. You just saw the best thing out there, folks, and we're very excited about it. Okay. So now I would like to show you Photoshop because it's very similar, all of the same elements, but I'm going to have Sean take over from here and show you how our Photoshop in-app and simulations work. You ready, Sean?
I am.
Excellent. I'm going to stop sharing.
Hope everyone can see my screen okay. Mr. Moore did an excellent job of showing all the curriculum over on the MOS side, the learning management system. I'm going to try to keep this short and sweet and just show you a little lesson from beginning to end and how it will work in the in-app, just so you can get a little familiar with the content before we get going. So we're in 2.3b. This is all Adobe Photoshop using rulers, ruler assisted, precision elements, lots of cool stuff, diagrams. This is going to help all of our users get really familiar with navigating and understanding how to use the interface in Photoshop, breaking everything down into simple elements. So this page, 2.3c, part 2, using guides and grids, we're going to see all of this in our simulations and our in-app in just a moment. So as you can see, we've got our guides, our grids. They break it down, drill down into smart guides, explain how grids work, and then they start explaining how the activity is going to work. Here's a little preview of the activity we're about to do. So now we've got our knowledge check. I'm a big fan of these. I love them. They mix up the questions each time, and they help to really make sure that our students understand what they just learned. If they skimmed it a little too quick, this is a great place to sort of check with them. Oh, I got everyone wrong. But let's check our solution. All of these align to our last 2.3c topic section. So we can check that out. And then our part 2, we've got these wonderful flashcards. Again, this is for our visual and our kinesthetic learners. We've got our word bank right up here. Here's our question directly out of our text. This is just a great way to reinforce all of that awesome knowledge. And click next activity. Here is our practice for simulations. You've already seen some of those. And then here is our in-app page for our practices. Now all you have to do is click here to download. And I've already gone ahead and opened this up so we can save you some time. And up here, we're just going to do the activity as a normal student would, or as a teacher. So practice 2.3c, notice how that aligns right to our lesson. We're working with grids and guides. It says, here's our scenario, just like on the exam, you've been asked to enable the grid and add some guides to this document for additional elements the customer will provide later. This is what it's going to check for at the end of our activity. So here's our steps to follow. We'll just go through step at a time. Select View, Rulers to see the rulers, and right-click on the ruler to change the units to pixels. Let's say that you're a student that's a little bit unfamiliar with the interface, you're not sure quite what to do, or maybe you're a brand new teacher and you're learning yourself a little at a time. A lot of teachers are getting moved into different departments, aren't sure what to do. You just click Hint. We saw that in our MOS, and we can see in our window, it shows exactly what to do. And we've got all of them set up from 1 all the way to the end. So if you get lost on a step, you'll know what to do. So let's click View, and we're going to show our rulers. We're going to right-click on the ruler to change to pixels. Right-click, pixels. Lovely. Step 2, from the menu bar, select View, Show, Grid. Again, if you'd like to, you could always click the hint. It'll show you exactly how to do it. View, Show, Grid. I'm so in love with that feature. Just think it helps so many people just get past any types of confusion and get right to the learning. Number 3, from the menu bar, select View, New Guide. So this is where we're going to start adding some new guides in. View, New Guide. In the New Guide dialog box, select Horizontal option. We'll do horizontal. We'll put 75 pixels. Now, if we didn't actually modify our measurement on the ruler, this wouldn't be in pixels. This would be in inches, or it'd be in centimeters or millimeters. So it's important that we follow all of our steps in order. So we click OK, and there is our guide. Let's find the next step here. Number 6, click OK. Number 7, from the menu bar, select View, New Guide. We're going to make another guide. View, New Guide. In the New Guide dialog box, select the vertical option. So let's select vertical. This time we're going to put it at 500 pixels for the position. We click OK. We have our 2 guides in place. We have our grid. And this is a wonderful feature of the MSI curriculum side and our test prep. We love to put final image references in, especially for Adobe, so you can see exactly what you've done either correct or done incorrect. And as you can see, our preview image is telling us, yeah, we've done this correct. This is such a great learning model to just dispel any possible errors. And we click check our work, and we've gotten 100%. That's not all. It's exciting. So because we're working directly inside the in-app, we have the ability to do all of these features manually. So let's say that I clear all my guides out. I'm a really sophisticated teacher and I want to teach my kids some really more in-depth cool stuff. Or maybe I'm a student, I'm a little more independent, and I go, I know that if I make the rulers and I have my move tool selected, I could just grab one of these guides. Well, you can't just put it any place. You can't just put it there, because if you click check my work, you get a 0. But if you're smart and you're kind of reading the directions, it says that we need a horizontal guide at 75 pixels. So if I pick this up and I bring it on my y-axis to 75 and I drop it right there and click check my work, I was able to get a grade for that one, and I was able to validate that. And I love that students are going to be able to have the ability to work in app multiple ways. It's just very exciting. So as you can see, we were able to manually do that. All you need to do is click continue, and your grade will automatically populate in the gradebook when you're doing a quiz. If you're doing a simulation and an in-app, one of our new exciting features is it's automatically going to take the highest grade. So you don't have to pick one or the other. If you're thinking, oh, I just really would like them to do the simulation and then do the in-app and just get that extra practice, you're right on the right page. We're totally on the same page with you, because the gradebook will automatically populate the highest grade for you. Mr. Moore, anything else you'd like me to add on this?
No, it was a great presentation as usual, Sean. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So we'll open it up to questions. Does anybody have any questions about our awesome curriculum?
Well, Terrence, so basically what you're saying is the student could, be working on the computer, actually on the software while they're in class. And when they go home to do the homework, if they don't have the software, they can do it through your app on any kind of device. Is that correct?
Exactly. When I say any device, I mean any device. Chromebook, tablet. They can do it on a phone, but that's not very realistic. But like the reading material, all of that, they could actually read the material on their phone. Again, not realistic for trying to do activities, but it is available on any device.
Okay, and then I just wanted to go through, can you just talk through the products that are included, for instance, with the Microsoft Office curriculum?
Certainly. So for Microsoft Office, you have Word, Excel, PowerPoint, Word Expert, Excel Expert, and coming soon, Access and Outlook.
Wonderful. And are you seeing my screen? I'm trying to just show the PowerPoint so everyone can see it. Is that not working?
Yeah, I see the PowerPoints now.
Okay.
Okay.
Sorry, go ahead. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, that was all I had. I have a, can we get a sample of the software for a period of time before we purchase? Of course you can. You can work with your student rep and we'll get you out a sample. We'll get you out a demo course.
Yeah, and I will send an email out in the next couple of days, and you'll be able to request that from that email as well. Terrence, did you say Microsoft Publisher?
Yes, we do not offer Publisher because there's no certification exam for it.
Okay.
And, so that's not one we offer. And most people that are looking to get certified in a publishing type software seem to gravitate towards the Adobe side of the house.
Okay. And then speaking of Adobe, can we just do the same thing with the Adobe curriculum bundle?
Yes. So for the Adobe curriculum bundle, Photoshop, InDesign, Illustrator, Premiere Pro, Animate, After Effects. Did I get them all, Sean?
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna double check if anybody has any questions, if you could just put them in the chat window or the Q&A. Otherwise, just thank you so much, Terrence and Sean, for that presentation. Thank you everyone for joining us.
Our pleasure.
Definitely.
And we'll send that email out in a couple of days. They'll have information. If you're interested in a trial, we'll tell you how to do that. And otherwise, thank you everyone and have a great day.
Thank you guys. Take care. Everyone stay safe.